Pocket so fat, call me orbit. Orbit. Gotta wait to make no moves. I be loaded. Wait to make no moves. I be loaded. Why you watching drinking 40s? I just told it. Still that same in the form, but it's stolen. Ryan sporty, I can sport it.
All right.
We are back right here on the number one rated business show, Real 1100 AM, iHeartRadio, taking in all over the world.
We are back.
And we got a pro NFL player in the house today.
Yeah.
Pro W NFL player.
Mm-hmm.
Say she got her own shoe line.
Hey, it's nice too, man.
For real?
Yeah.
You guys are track babies.
Track babies.
Join us to the program, Miss Santia Dick. You there with me, Miss Santia?
You guys hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Hey,
Okay.
how we doing today?
About that. How are you?
Doing good. Doing well, I should say. My teacher
Awesome.
would be mad if I said doing good.
It's so great to have you on the program today. Now, which team you play for?
So, I actually play in the WNFC, but I'm actually injured right now. So I have an ACL injury, and I'm actually slated to get surgery on June 6th. So, yeah. So I didn't get to play this season, but hopefully next year.
So what's the name of the team?
I play for the Atlanta Phoenix.
All right. So you know our good friend Tiffany.
Lou.
Yep.
Yeah, we had on the program not too long ago. Y'all like the best kept secret in Atlanta. Y'all play better than them Falcons. So tell me, what is like, playing in the league and what that has been like for you?
So this actually has been my first year playing for this team. So I really didn't get to experience too much. I literally we had practice for maybe like 2.5 months, and then I ended up getting injured at practice. So I didn't get to experience the full thing when as far as like just playing in games and preparing for games and whatnot. So I mean, I didn't really have much of an experience, but I like the girls, I like the coaches, I like the environment. We're actually undefeated right now.
Wow.
So I'm still proud of my team. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a good vibe. I just wish I could have contributed and played.
Man, see, you supposed to have took the AI approach. You supposed to not go hard and be like, practice. This ain't the game. We talking practice. I'm not running hard. It's practice.
Well, see, look, the thing was, it was actually like we were on a muddy field, and I was coming out the backfield, and I slipped. And then my teammates piled on top of me, and my knee was already going backwards.
Ooh.
And then it went to the side. So it wasn't even about us going super hard. It was just, the field, to be honest.
Now, aside from your illustrious football career, you also own a shoe line.
I do. I actually made history by becoming the first female athlete to own a shoe company.
Wow. Okay.
And it's called Tronos, which means throne in Greek. And it's a unisex shoe. We go from sizes 3 to 18. We have high tops, low tops, and slides. And we're actually coming out with apparel as well. So we're pretty much trying to be like a one-stop shop, like the bigger brands, like the Nikes and Adidas. We've been doing really good. We have a lot of support from athletes, musicians, nurses, and it's just been a dope experience so far.
How's it feel to be the first?
Honestly, for me, of course, it's cool. It's cool to make history and whatever. But the bigger thing for me is just like, I know that I'm helping to open up a door for other Black girls that might want to do the same thing, and Black boys, whoever, just like our people that might not have felt like we have space in that arena. Yeah. So for me to be able to open up that door and say, hey, we can actually own a shoe company, not just have a sneaker, not just get sponsored by a company, but actually own a sneaker company, not just a sneaker, but a company. That's like a bigger deal to me than anything. Is just opening up that door and paving the way for the next generation.
Now, what is the process of starting to own a shoe company? Like, what are some things that you had to go through, or what are some things that you have to do in this process? Like, you have to design the sole. Do you have to, get with an expert and say, look, this is how this is going to fit this person's arch? Like, what are some of the technical things that you have to go through to be a shoe company owner?
So for us, so we launched in 2020. We launched in the pandemic on Juneteenth. How it actually came about for me was honestly being an influencer. Like, I was actually a brand ambassador for another shoe company, but I was selling the hell out of their shoes.
Okay.
And the designer ended up coming to me and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about like a signature line under our company?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Why not? Like, I love sneakers, I love Jordans, blah blah blah. Why not?" So he said, "Okay, what kind of shoe? What would you want it to look like? The design?" And I told him, like, I like the Balenciaga sneaker, and I like Jordans, and I wanted a combination.
Have you seen them little Balenciagas?
Yeah.
The ones that look worn and dirty and all this type of stuff?
Yeah, those.
Why do I want to go spend $3,000 on that?
Yeah, but guess what? Somebody gonna buy them things.
Of course, because they $3,000, and somebody was like, "Ooh, I got $3,000 nasty looking shoes." I'm just saying.
That's how they catch it's a brand.
Is that something y'all gonna do in your brand? Y'all gonna make some dirty, beat up shoes?
No. Our shoes always gonna look nice.
It's crazy that we in this place in fashion that we done so much, and we done had so many different varieties of shoes. Now we starting to sell brand new worn out shoes. It's just crazy.
Well, I know.
I think
it's different right now. The culture is a little different right now, but I guess as long as they got a Balenciaga logo on it, that's what they care about.
That's the thing. And coming from a marketing angle, it's amazing and frustrating. Is that I think that in marketing we dumb down so much of our community that we test and see what we can get away with. I mean, it's like, oh, if you're gonna buy these, well, we're gonna try this. And now we can get you to buy anything. And the old saying, I can get you to buy a bridge or swampland. Oh, yeah. It's like, okay, so if you're gonna buy this with this, stain on it, well, why don't we just make it all look dirty? Exactly. And if y'all gonna be willing to buy that, then we don't have to have it superior quality because y'all are willing to buy anything.
Wow. That's deep. Yeah. That's deep.
But Kanye West is like the perfect example of that.
Oh yeah, I blame him. I blame him.
Nah, he was just modeling after what he saw. Like, and I agree with him. He was like, y'all do the same thing for Ralph Lauren. Y'all will buy anything he put out, no matter what the quality is. So if y'all willing to spend money with him, why not spend the money with me?
Wow.
That's true. You're right about that. That is true.
Now when it comes to quality, what is the prospect the process.
Get it right.
What is the process?
He been listening to Pusha P.
I know. What's the process, for that quality control? How do you make sure that you are delivering and manufacturing a quality product and delivering it to people each time?
So we always get samples delivered to us first. And we have different people test them out to make sure that, they are what we're promoting them as. And so we take that process super serious because we've had to resend shoes and redo shoes like lots and lots and lots of times, especially during the pandemic when it was super crazy. But what made this really different for me was like I was making an athleisure shoe. So it was athletic, but it was also something you could chill in. Okay. And I did both of those. So I was able to know like, okay, when I hit this corner, I should feel this. When I'm lifting weights,
because I shouldn't say being an athlete. Yeah, being an athlete, I shouldn't say, being an athlete, it's important how them shoes fit your feet because, if they're not giving you that proper balance, you're going to have some issues somewhere. You can have sprained ankles and all kind of stuff.
Exactly. So I took that process very serious, and we always make sure our shoes feel like nothing you ever put on before. And honestly, if you ask anybody that got our shoes, I'm not even capping. If you ask anybody that got our shoes, the first thing they're going to say is, it literally feels like I'm walking on clouds.
Wow.
Because even the dudes that wear our size 18, when you pick that 18 up, it feels like a sock. That's how light it is.
Wow.
But it has durability for you to move and run and lift weights and jump. So we made something that was really, really different. And I'm proud of it, to be honest.
Now let's talk about marketing the product for a minute, because you got a little bit of a different start than most people, because you already got to jump on that marketing. You're already an influencer, and people are used to buying shoes from you. So with all that under your belt, what does marketing look like for your brand?
So for us, we are an online brand. We do have like our shoes in a few other like, mom and pop stores right now. We are actually in Champs new store in Miami.
Wow, okay.
And we're going to be in a Foot Locker and some other stores now. But when we first started, we was in a few mom and pop stores.
That's
but
big.
For us, like everything really comes, like the main like chunk of our sales come from online. So we've done a lot of Facebook ads. We've partnered with other influencers, which for me, being an influencer, I understand the power of being an influencer. So we made sure to, hit up the people that we knew could help push our shoe company forward. And, we got some prominent figures in the sports world and the comedy world and just different places or whatever. And honestly, everybody really just supported us. Like nobody asked for nothing in return. They just wanted to push it because they knew that this was like an opportunity to pave a new way for the next generation. So for us, it's influencer marketing and Facebook ads. That's like our main thing.
Let me pose this question, and let me ask this real quick because we're in this day and age of influencer marketing, and I've seen multi facets of this thing. I've seen how it works on just many different levels. Do you find are these influencers really adding to your bottom line, driving shoe sales? Or y'all just getting a lot of attention and a lot of likes? Which one?
Oh, for sure. Sales for sure.
Okay.
So because people are buying. Influencers are the new celebrities. So if you see Destroying wearing anything, and definitely with his following, and he has the Gen Zs and everybody, those are the ones that are sneakerheads right now. So like if they see their favorite celebrity / influencer in a shoe, they're gonna be like, "Mom, I want that shoe."
Now, do y'all just blatantly sell the shoe to them and say, "Hey, you need to go cop these," or is it just the fact that they seeing these people just wearing the shoe every day?
Oh, I mean, so it depends. Like, there's some people that they just say, "Hey, they just literally tag like shoes by Toronto."
Okay.
Or whatever. Or some people say, "Hey, like support my girl Santia," and they post it on their page or their stories or whatever.
Okay.
But we always let them do what they want to do, because me being an influencer, I don't like people telling me how to make a post. Like, if I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna support you. So for us, it's just like, just make sure you tag us, make sure the shoe is visible, and honestly, they just do their own thing. But yeah, like if you do influencer marketing right, there's nothing else you would ever have to do. And prime example, Slutty Vegan. I was one of her first influencers, and to see where she's at now is crazy. Fashion Nova, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like these people have literally mastered, and if you listen to Gary Vee, they've mastered how to properly do influencer marketing, where you literally don't even have to go out there and put up big billboards, or go out there and do door-to-door sales, or go on a radio, get yourself played on the radio. Like, if you know what you're doing with in that world, you make so much money. You get it back if you know how to pick the right influencers. That's the biggest question: is this the right influencer? Have you looked at their analytics? Have you looked at their engagement? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff matters.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into. How do you vet an influencer?
So what we do is, of course, for us, following does matter. So we're going to be sending you free shoes, and we also do celebrity deliveries, meaning we roll out a red carpet, you sit on the throne, I hand deliver the shoes to you. You have to have a big following, but your engagement has to be just as big. So when I'm looking at your pictures, so for example, if you have, let's say, 500,000 followers.
Okay.
There's no way you should be getting 2,500 likes or 5,000 views on a video, because that ratio doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So I look at the ratio of like followers to likes and comments and things like that.
Okay.
Because if you don't have an interactive following, meaning like when you post something, they're not saying anything, are they really supporting you?
Okay.
So that's the matters to us. And then of course, who you are. Like, will you be able to represent my brand in the right way? And of course, for us being an athletic shoe athletes and celebrities and stuff like that, our musicians and stuff like that, that makes the most sense for our brand. But if a woman was in the kitchen and not in the kitchen, but if she had like a cooking show, that might not be the best fit, because you're not going to see her feet a lot, most of the time.
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure that you're a good fit overall.
Okay.
For our brand.
Now, do you have a lot of affiliates, like affiliate marketers that come on board, or do you leverage that?
Yeah, so we actually have a brand ambassador program right now. And we have about 750 brand ambassadors right now.
Okay.
And those are micro influencers, and we have a few macros as well.
Okay.
And they pretty much just get a code and they make a percentage off what they sell.
Okay.
Wow. Now, if anybody wants to support this shoe brand or anything like that, how can we find you in social media, or how can we find the shoes and this type of stuff?
So you can go to Tronos, TRONUS official on pretty much all social media platforms, and then our website is tronosofficial.com.
Definitely we want to support you as much as possible. When you'll get back out there on the field?
Well, hopefully this time next year I'll be back on the field.
Okay. Hey, we got to go out and see a show. Yeah, we got to go out and see a game, man.
One more time before we let you out of there. If anybody wants to support you, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, how folks can find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms, TrackBaby001, or my personal website, which is queenofabs.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's been another wild ride on the number one rated business
and
show.
Go out and buy them shoes. I mean, really,
sure y'all go out and get a pair.
Especially if you've got young individuals that are supporting some of these other brands. Support something that means a lot to our culture.
I'm gonna cop them.
No, I mean, really, they are nice shoes. I've actually heard personal validation for it. So I mean, go out and get it. It's historical. Plus, they're quality shoes. I like your slides, even though y'all don't want to see these feet. So
what they got?
You gotta send us some. You gotta send us a pair.
I got y'all. Send me y'all's information.
All right. Once again, it's the number one rated business show, checking in one time. Real 1100 AM iHeartRadio, checking in all over the world. It's the Rockstar KC
and Mr. Marketology,
and we are out.
Hold up, guess who showed up? Rolled up, post up, drop windows up. I'm on my grind, shout it. Make all my shine, shout it. Wait a minute.